Dun, dun. Get that mic working. All right. Oh, it's too damned early. Hi, everybody. Let me just get everything set up here. It's been a little while since I streamed. Going to be a Canadian or Dutch tour? Well, I'm in the Netherlands, so I had to be out in Amstelveen this morning for a meeting. Oh, it's too damned early in the morning. I had to be up too early, but I'm here now. And I figured since I'm out in Amstelveen, because I don't get out here that often on a bike, I might as well go take a spin around. Yeah, not everyone wakes up at 7 in the morning. I sure as hell don't. Anyway, so I thought while I was out here, I was going to film some roundabouts, maybe a bit of construction. Nothing in particular that I need to film, but I'm looking for some good B-roll, and I realized I don't have enough B-roll of roundabouts. And they've done some interesting roundabout redesigns out here recently. So I'm gonna go take a look at them. And that is the plan. And you can come along with me. And if you don't care about filming roundabouts, then you can go do something else. The description is still currently on vacation in Canada, is it? How's your Dutch coming along? Well, I speak Dutch every day, so I think it's coming along fine. My accent's still pretty shit, though. The description is still currently on vacation in Canada. Oh, yeah, that YouTube description. Oh, shit. There's so many places to change. Forget it. I'm not changing that. I live for filming roundabouts. Well, this is your lucky day. I hope the camera mount holds up on the bike and doesn't shake around too much. Let me just check it here. I think it's going to bounce a little bit. We'll find out if it's unwatchable. What's the best way out of here? Let's go out this way. This is Amstelveen Stadshart. It's basically a mall and residential development, fake town square thing. There's apparently a new roundabout in Amstelveen that's not very good. I'll look it up. Yeah, please do, actually. Just realized you're streaming Twitch and YouTube. Yes, I stream Twitch and YouTube. Twitch doesn't like you streaming to other platforms, but if you're not monetized with them, they don't do anything about it. So I'm not monetized on Twitch, so that I can stream on YouTube and Twitch. Maybe that'll change someday, but for now, I'm happy to just stream on both. Camera is a little lower than I'd like it to be, but I don't know if I have a choice. Rainbow zebra pad, that's cool, I like those. Whew. Does YouTube care if you stream on Twitch? No, they do not. It's only Twitch that has the exclusivity. As soon as you become a Twitch partner, like monetized, you're no longer allowed to upload any content within 24 hours of streaming to any other platform. So this is a bit quiet out here because all the shops are closed, but normally this is a pretty jumping area, like a nice little commercial street. I think I'm going to turn down the electric assist today and warm up a bit. It always takes a while to get all the camera gear and wires set up and plugged in and checked, and I can't do that with gloves on, so I'm a bit chilly right now. But I'll warm up. Okay. Here is a roundabout. This is not where I'm going. I think, just let me check the map. I don't know Amstelveen that well. I tend to come down to specific places, and I know those places, and then I get lost very quickly otherwise. Just stream with two different cameras next to each other. Technically, it's different content. I have enough trouble getting one camera to work properly. There's no way in hell I could get two. Okay, anyway, what was I doing? I was looking at the map here. Yep. 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 Okay. So this is a nice typical Dutch roundabout. Priority for cyclists. Wish they had those in other countries. It seems so obvious. Did you ever get Benelux figured out? You know, I did not. And I ended up finding a good price on a used live view Solo on Marktplaats. So I just bought that. And that's what I'm using right now. I will play around with Benelux at some point in time. Let me know how the camera is. You're going to get some bouncing for sure, especially, oh Jesus, on these old weird cobbles. But hopefully it's watchable, and once we get to the smooth asphalt, it should be very watchable. Are you aware of a lot of people are doing reactions to your content? Yeah, there's a lot of reaction channels. I know it because I have software as well as YouTube now, actually, that tells me if people are using my videos. They have a new copyright center. I don't know if that's available to everyone or just larger creators, but I get copyright notices when people use my content. I think reaction channels are stupid, and I think the content's kind of lazy. But I'm not going to send them a copyright strike because I don't really care. Unless they're being like, I don't know. Yeah, in general, I don't like the, in general, I don't really like reaction channels. I kind of wish they would just go away, but I think they're a bit of a fad, and I'm not going to bother giving someone a copyright strike unless they're being dicks. All right, so I'm going to go out to Benelux line where the big roundabouts are, and we'll go check those out because they redesigned the junctions there. And it's kind of interesting the way they've designed it, so I think it's worth checking out. Some of the biggest Twitch streamers are watching on your streams. Yeah, I know. I saw Hassan watched a couple of my videos. Although it's a bit funny. He just seems to like put the video on and then he goes and takes a leak and gets something to eat and just leave. So it's like when he puts other people's content like mine on, it's more to just put something up while he goes to do something else. And most of the React channels are such crap. Like they'll react and their only reacts are like, oh, cool, Oh, whoa. Like, that's the sum total of what they're adding to this. Like, I would have no problems if they did a React channel where they would pause it and talk about it and like have discussions, but just playing the video and going, oh, cool, every once in a while is just the lamest possible content. Hasanabi liked my tweet at him and you, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the channel's got a lot of attention lately. Look, a lot. I was up to 7 million views a month. It's come back down a little bit to like 5 million. It's a lot. It's an awful lot. And it's kind of showing up everywhere. And I'm doing collabs with lots of different creators. I think I'm just gonna get some film of this roundabout because it's just so ordinary. This street has no bike lanes. Yeah, that's correct. Streets with 30 km/h speed limits don't need to have bicycle lanes. And so they often don't. It's usually better to limit the traffic that goes down them and then just merge everything together. All right. Do you know what the distribution is when it comes to nationalities of people who watch who's still majority Dutch? No, it hasn't been majority Dutch in a really long time. Let me pull up YouTube Studio while we're sitting here. Analytics and audience and top geographies is, as of the last 28 days, 38% United States, 8%, almost 9% Canada, 6.3% Netherlands, 6.2% United Kingdom, 5.6% Germany, 3.3% India, 2.8% Australia, and 1.7% Sweden. Sorry, just checking the messages here to see if I missed anything. Yeah, 6.2%, 6.3% Dutch. It was 6.2% United Kingdom. So you've beaten the United Kingdom. Congratulations. But it is a remarkable amount of Americans. As soon as I started the Strongtown series, it started attracting a huge number of Americans. And that's where a lot of growth came from recently. One of the problems with filming out here is that it's kind of sleepy. There's nobody around if you got, you know, somebody cycling in it. But every once in a while, I have to take footage of boring places too. 9 degrees, don't you feel cold? I'm from California, that's around 48 F. Yes, I am cold, mostly because when I was setting up, I had my gloves off. That thing of 30 km/h streets does not need bike lanes has been used in Madrid in order not to build cycle lanes. Yeah, and it's used all the time not to build cycle lanes. And it's frustrating because it is true that you don't need cycling lanes at 30 km/h here, but that's with the caveat that traffic volumes are low. So they don't put bike lanes, but then they do restrict through traffic so that volumes of traffic are low, and that's the part that's always missed in the discussion in other countries. Okay, anyway, I've been missing cyclists going by because I've been too busy looking at the chat. I need to wait for somebody to cycle by so I can film this, but I'm just going to get a few bits of the infrastructure here, the curbs and how they're done. And if I'm not talking, that's because I'm filming and I want to capture the audio. But boy, this live stream content right now is really thrilling, isn't it? You're just staring at a sleepy roundabout in suburban Amstelveen. Quality stuff here. That was all right. Got some cars, got some cyclists. That's a successful shot. I always need to take more footage than I think I do. And the videos always have to be longer than I think they have to be. Every time I get into editing, I wish I had taken more. So that's why we're out here filming. Let's see. Yeah, I love the dog barking at the car. That was good. But I was kind of thinking, can you shut up so I can film this? Come on, YouTube. Okay. Just checking the chat before we go. Okay. Back on the road again. So we're just going to be coming up to Benelux baan. And this was a road that was very much designed like a highway. And they recently redesigned the junctions and the tram stops. I actually kind of like what they've done. So we'll go check that out. And hopefully get some footage of it in action. Oh yeah, it's right here. It's even closer than I thought it was. Right, so this is it here. Benelux baan. Was moving to the Netherlands easy? I mean, we thought it was easy, but then we moved to a lot of different countries, so like, we're kind of experienced in it. I found that there wasn't too much difference in culture, and from Canada to the Netherlands, and it was hard to get a job because we don't have European passports. But otherwise, yeah. Are you looking to get a drone for the really cool shots? The problem is, the Netherlands has so many places where you're not allowed to fly a drone, because you can't fly a drone within a certain distance of an airport, and then you can't fly a drone within a certain distance of a helicopter landing pad, and like, that's like every hospital and airport has a huge area around it, and it effectively means that you can't film in any cities. It's so hard to film drones here, and then you can get permission, but that's difficult. You need a commercial drone flying license. Bleh. I know somebody who has gone through the whole mess, so I may get him to film for me sometimes. All right, so anyway, I'll pull the bike back a little bit here. This is interesting the way they've done this. So they've got a fairly major road, this Benelux baan, which is what you see going from the left to the right. And it has a tram line going down the center that I'll show you later. The tram goes underneath here, and the tram stop is now actually underneath this sort of oblong roundabout. And that's why they have all these bicycles parked here, because anybody that's cycling to the tram can park here. I'll pull you back. They can park at these places, and then you walk down to the tram. I actually don't know how you walk down to the tram. I haven't done that before. There must be stairs, but I guess they're over there. Anyway, I'll go take a look at them. This right here is the roundabout my nieces don't like crossing going to school on a bike. Well, yeah, possibly. I mean, it does get quite busy with cars sometimes, especially at school time. But I would say this situation is much better than what they had before, which was like just a really busy intersection. Anyway, I'm going to get some footage here and hopefully some people will cycle by, but it is sleepy time in the morning in Amstelveen here. Not really the best time if you want action shots, but it is what it is. Whew. Yeah, new work from home owners not helping. Yeah. How did your kids adapt to moving to the Netherlands? Yeah, they moved when they were 4 and 8, I think, and they did just fine. Speak fluent Dutch, no accent. Both of them. Oh, here comes a getter cyclist here. This is one of these 10-minute grocery delivery things that are getting super popular. You order your groceries in an app and they deliver them within 10 minutes. Sometimes a little bit longer. All right, I'm just gonna park you here. I'm working right now, but not from home. Yeah, kids are good at picking up languages. It pisses me off because my Dutch is just rough. I speak it all the time and it's fine, but like my accent is so shit. Come on, I need somebody cycling here. Okay, here comes somebody. It's really hard to actually film this and give a good idea of what this roundabout looks like. I think I'm going to need some overhead pictures from Google Maps, Google Earth. Man, it is so sleepy out here. Nothing going on in Amstelveen. Are bike thefts a problem in the Netherlands? I mean, lots of bikes get stolen here, yeah. But there's also lots of bikes. I actually find that my bike is less likely to get stolen here, because there's just so many other bikes. It's just an odds thing. Okay. Get some shot from over here as this woman comes up. Oh, nice, that was pretty good. That garbage truck's yielding for the cyclists. That was very good. Okay, I think that's enough of this area though. I'm going to get a few shots of the tram tracks. And I'll show you guys how that works here too. Let me just swing through the... I'm just going to go through the chat here. You know, talking about bike theft is really all about just making your bike slightly less stealable than the one next to it. But I tell you, like, I've left my bikes in places here that would get stolen in seconds in a place like Toronto. Well, even just locking the bike only by the rear wheel lock, like that would not work in other places I've lived. And I've even left like we have this bike here that I'm riding is a nice enough e-bike, and we leave it out in the street. I really don't think that would survive, say, in Toronto. Oh. Sorry guys, give me a second. Hello? Sorry about that, telephone call. And the fastest way to mute the audio was to pause it. Oh, now there's people cycling, great. Now that I put the camera away. Okay. All right, I'm reading all the comments now that, yes, I had to take a phone call. Our Bach Feets is in the shop. It's in rough shape. Anyway, let's go. I never promised the stream would be interesting, just that it would be. Let's go check out some other stuff to film around. exciting Amstelveen. I have another appointment in about an hour, so I got some time to kill, and that's when you get B-roll, right? Where's the stream pause photo taken? I believe they're all taken in the Frans Hallstraat in De Pijp. I'm not going to film into the sun. That's a bad idea. So here are the stairs that would take you down to the tram stop that's underneath here. And can the camera show this? No, no, that's not gonna be good enough here. I'll find another angle. But anyway, tram stop is down there. Yes, exciting Amstelveen was very, 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 very much sarcastic. Amstelveen seems to be prime NJV footing shooting area. You know, actually, I do like filming in Amstelveen because I get so many people that just don't get it. You know, like North Americans that don't get it, and they've come to Amsterdam, and they come to Amsterdam as a tourist. They never leave the canal ring, and then they're like, oh, well, yeah, all that stuff NJV talks about is just because it's all a bunch of 17th century streets. And this is more almost like relatable to people who live elsewhere. So that's why I like coming out to Amsterdam to film. It also has a lot of new infrastructure, so it tends to be up to the latest design standards, whereas there's a lot of stuff in Amsterdam that was built in like the 90s or early 2000s that's still around, and it's kind of crap. So it's better to show the latest design standards, and that's what you get in Amstelveen. And no, I have not been to Rotterdam since my video there last year. You should do a tourist instructional video. That is on the list of videos to do, and I plan to do it probably for spring next year. People will find a reason not to agree with you, though. Oh yeah, there's lots of people who are willfully ignorant, man. Trust me, I hear from them every day. It's so weird seeing streaming places that you know and then from like, yeah. I felt way less safe cycling in the city center than the outer areas. Well, I mean, yeah, it is. It's like these 17th century streets that were not meant for that kind of traffic, and they get a little crowded at times. Okay, okay. I'm gonna need to put my better microphone on because it's windy out here. And my mic's just picking up nothing but wind noise. And this one for wind. Amstelveen looks a lot like a Soviet city. A lot of it was built in the 60s. And 60s architecture was just the concrete, rectangular buildings. I don't hear much wind, to be honest. Yeah, that's because you're hearing me through my lapel mic that has a dead cat on it. but my camera has this. Damn, I gotta get into the sun though. It is chilly in the shade. Windy and cold, kind of crappy. Enough of this. It's getting kind of boring out here. If I had a nickel for every YouTube video of Amsterdam within 500 meters of Central Station, I would have enough for YouTube Premium. That is exactly it, right? Like, and it's so frustrating. I don't know. I had this this jerk who was trolling all over Reddit and Twitter, and I eventually had to ban him because he was just being such an asshole. But he was literally like, Amsterdam sucks, I've been there, and like, it was very clear that he had only been there for a couple of days as a tourist and never left the canal ring. And it's like, well, worse, he was saying the whole Netherlands sucks. I've been to the Netherlands, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Spending 2 days in the Amsterdam canal ring is not visiting the Netherlands. And so actually you'll notice in my videos that I almost never film in the canal ring unless I'm looking for a video of a particularly pretty street or something, or there's a project going on. I don't film in there because it's not really relevant. And even in my life, I don't go there. There's no reason for me to go there. There's the tram. There's an electric IKEA truck that's really hoofing it. Jesus. So you'll see there that tram, it goes up to ground level and then it goes back down again for the next junction. Are there places outside the Holland provinces where you want to go and film? Yeah, there's quite a few. I get out fairly often. Corona's made it more difficult, but I was out in Groningen a few weeks ago, and I was in Alkmaar in September. I guess that's still in Holland. Fancy tram? That's not even the really fancy ones. They have these double trams that have like 2 trams attached together along here. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see one. It's a little bit annoying here to film because the sun is so low in the sky, I cannot film in the southerly direction. Are you considering doing a video on new housing developments in and around Amsterdam? I think probably yes. I haven't done any videos about housing except the missing middle. And I do need to do more housing videos. I also need to talk about the housing crisis, but that's a very difficult thing to talk about because it's happening everywhere. And everybody has their own opinions of it that are localized. Groningen is nice. I live in Eindhoven. Don't go there. I do need to go to Eindhoven because it is different. It's a little more car-centric, actually. What are your thoughts on the new intercity trains? They look pretty from the outside, but I have not been inside of them. I'm kind of sad that they're not double-decker, but double-decker can be a bit of a pain in the ass to board, too. So, I don't know. I have to try getting on one. I've taken the train a bunch of times, but never seem to get the new intercities. Well, that's too bad that you had an offer to go to last 2 years of school in the Netherlands, but it couldn't happen. Hopefully you'll get here someday. It's nice. The Hyde Park, I should look at the Hyde Park project in Hoofddorp. They want to expand the north-south metro to there. Yeah, that might be worth seeing for sure. What is this? Okay. My chat is being a little wonky. Yeah, like bringing a kid stroller on the double-decker, exactly right. Like it's a bit of a pain in the ass in the double-deckers, and they tend to not have level boarding. No, I'm going to try to get this big truck coming through here. No, I thought he was coming this way. They tend to not have level boarding, so yeah, double-decker trains can be a problem sometimes. Oh, it's so much warmer in the sun. I'm just going to stay in here for a while. Okay, I got some cyclists coming here. Let's get some footage. Man, it's still amazing that like people can be cycling side by side and chatting, slowly cycling along, and then go through like a major roundabout like this where there's lots of cars and trucks, and it's like no issue at all. Like, fuck, how do you convey this to people who have never been here? Like how freaking awesome it is to design things this way. That's what I don't know. Your shadow is visible. Yes, it is. Hi. I was filming over there though, so that my shadow wasn't in the footage I took. It is hard to film at this time of year, at this time in the morning, because the sun is really low that way and to the south here. So I can't film directly into the sun, and then I get my own shadow when I'm filming to the north. Oh well, it's hard knock life, right? Tough day at the office. All right, let's cycle along a little farther. Actually, wouldn't mind getting a footage of the trams coming in. One just left. Maybe I can do that. I just got to find a good place to stand. Hey Angie, we had a read of the Crow design manual last week. I got to make a video about the Crow manual because it's just such a cool thing, and it's available in English. I bought it like last year. It's fantastic. We do need a tram shot. Yes, we do. I literally cried when I saw the two-way 4-meter bike path when I visited. I mean, the crazy thing is, I don't know, this infrastructure right here is so nice. It's really hard to film this too, because this is like, the intersections are really wide. I wonder if I could get permission to, there's no way I'm gonna get drone permission to film over this, right? Like there's trams, the airport's nearby. I'm never gonna get this from above. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. But I do want a way to convey like how well designed these intersections are. Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna film towards the south because it's too sunny. For Christ's sake. Yeah, I'm just gonna cycle around a roundabout. Like there's a 18-wheeler right next to me here, and it doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. He just waited for me to go through. Like, where else can you cycle with 18-wheelers there and not feel like you're going to die? Did you check the no-fly zone map? I did, but there are not that many patches, and the patches that are there are not very useful. Make friends with the tall building nearby. Yeah, I was actually looking, I mean, there's that Ibis Hotel there, although I don't see any great shot lines, but the best would be this building they're building right over here. You can get a good shot from there. Anyway, but it would be good to come out here at rush hour and film this on a drone. Anyway, I want to get footage of the trams here. And actually, if this is made out of steel, then I can stick you guys to it. It is not. Oh man, come on. All right, there, how's that? I'm gonna lose my camera doing that. Camera's a little bit on an angle, but it's really dodgy what I've got set up right now, so I'm just gonna wait for a tram to come by. You can see how the road continues under for people who aren't turning. Oh, shit, tram. I missed that because I didn't have my fucking camera ready. Double length one, too. I hope they're going to do something about brummers on the bike path. Yeah, I agree. Amsterdam has done a trial with cameras. They're not giving tickets yet, but they are seeing if the cameras work, and last I read, the cameras are successful. So with any luck, we'll have camera enforcement of mopeds in the bike lane. Wouldn't that be nice? You say scooters on the roads are dangerous if they're not allowed to go fast enough. Yeah, well, I think the thing is, like, the Snorfeets need to go away. None of them go 25 kilometers an hour ever. Everybody removes their speed limiters. Like, they're just dumb. That was a failed experiment. The Brummers can go 45, and I think the speed limit within cities should be about 40 anyway. Oh, tram coming. That's actually pretty good. There was an article in the newspaper, the state of the Amsterdam canals and car traffic may be banned for fear of collapse of the canal walls. Yeah, so there's a lot of old bridges in Amsterdam. I don't know if you noticed. But a lot of them need to be repaired, and the bridges will last a very long time if they don't have a lot of weight over them. So you can just ban cars and they'll stay up for longer, and then they don't need to be all replaced so quickly. So with all this time spent on footage, how much of this will end up in a video? 30 seconds-ish? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. When filming this stuff, one of the things I've done with my YouTube channel is most of the clips are taken by me. It's not stock footage. It's not photos. It's not footage from other people. And getting the footage is actually remarkably difficult because, as you can see as I'm out here, there's nothing happening. Like, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, people are at work, it's Corona. There's not very much, like getting an interesting shot takes a long time. And you have to be filming and be ready to film at any time. But I think it makes the videos better. I'm just waiting a little bit longer to see if I can get a tram. Oh, yeah, okay, tram's coming down that direction. And then we can move on. I have literally, I have no idea what I'm going to use this footage for. Something about roundabouts, I guess. I need to make a video about roundabouts. I know Bicycle Dutch has made a bunch of them, so I kind of feel like not duplicating it, but there's still enough that needs to be said. I've seen your footage being used in other YouTube videos credited though. Yeah, I've also seen it not credited a lot. Okay, sorry about that. Power out when I was moving it. That's why I shouldn't move it. Lack of activity in the footage shouldn't be a bad thing if it's representative of the reality though. Yeah, that's absolutely true, but it is quite boring. like, because I'm usually talking about the infrastructure, and I don't need there to be traffic there when the infrastructure is there. It's not necessary, but it's just boring to look at. So I usually wait until I get a car driving by or a cyclist going by, even if I'm talking about the infrastructure, just because, like, you need something to look at to keep people engaged. Jason, when will the next video drop on YouTube? You've seen the Patreon and want to share it with others. Yeah, hopefully in a couple of days. I'm actually thinking I might start releasing on Fridays instead of Mondays, and then it would be this Friday, so we'll see. Somebody asked, what do your kids think about your YouTube channel? They think it's interesting. They usually get annoyed when they have to wait for me to film something when we're on vacation or something. But generally, they think it's kind of funny. Okay, what time is it? Okay, I still got plenty of time. I think I'll stream for about another 20 minutes, half hour. Well, let me put my camera away better before we start riding. I'll give you something marginally more interesting to look at. Oh, come on. Planning on doing a video about Groningen anytime in the near future. Maybe. I don't know if I do about the city. I was in Groningen in September, and I got a bunch of footage. I want to make a video about the Tegelen Groen intersections, where the lights are green for cyclists in all directions, and I filmed a bunch of that. Remember testing the siren stream? Yeah, that was funny. Haven't used that footage. I think I should, I actually was thinking I should do a YouTube short about that. Just those sirens, because like most people don't know about them and they're kind of interesting. So I might just put together a YouTube short about, like, they have these sirens, this is what they sound like. They go off every first Monday of the month at noon. The end. So it's all bricks here. It's not the red asphalt. I guess they just haven't renovated this part. Yes, that's my alarm that I do have somewhere to be, but not yet. What's with the bricks? This is the way they used to do fietspads out here, just with the bricks, and they're okay. But as like tree roots come up and stuff, they start to get really bumpy. Like this one kind of feels crap. Wait, you're telling me it's Tegelen Groen? tegelijk? Like? Ugh. I thought it was tegelijk. Yeah, when you're used to the red asphalt, the bricks kind of suck. And like, I can see the camera just bouncing more. So the footage is going to be a little harder to watch. All right, I'm getting too far away here. I think I'm going to go up here, and the next chance I'm going to turn around. So this is more like what the intersections were like. Like it was all, the stations were all at ground level. And you can see it's all fenced off here, and yeah, I actually like what they've done with those roundabouts. You are right. Accent on lick. Tegelijk. Yeah? That's it? You guys gaslighting me here. And I need to check my Dutch. Here. Yeah, I know about the verkeerscirculatieplan in Groningen. That's fairly well known. Street Films has a very good video about it. Tegelijk. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, green. Okay. Let me check the map and figure out where I'm going to go for the last part of this stream. And while I'm at it, we're going to go to volume is off. What do you mean volume is off? Okay.
Tegelijk. Tegelijk.
All right, Google Translate.
Tegelijk.
Tegelijk. I'll work on it. Okay. Ooh, I know where I should go. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I want to go to that old rail path in Amstelveen. And that's, I can get to my appointment, my next appointment from there too. What's the fastest way to get there? Spijde Oude Dorp. Yeah, okay, I got a route. Let's get going. Shit. I'm losing my phone. What do you think of noise pollution of Schiphol and how they keep wanting to expand? Yeah. I mean, airports are always a problem, right? I don't think they should be trying to expand Schiphol. It's already a very large airport. I feel like we should be trying to reduce the number of flights and Like, what's going on with that Lelystad airport? Are they seriously talking about building that airport and not having a train go to it? Like, that would be insane. I don't know, like, is there really, like, what is the problem with the idea of Lelystad airport? Like, I don't necessarily have a problem with another airport, but it has to have, like, high-speed train connections to it, because building an airport without really good train service is insane. How did you get your part in the Starship Troopers video from the YouTube channel Knowing Better? I subscribed to that channel because of you. Only because the guy who runs Knowing Better likes not just bikes. He found it the other week. He like chain watched all my videos. And then I like his channel. I've been watching him for years, so I follow him on Twitter. And he just texted me on Twitter and said, hey, I like your videos. And I said, hey, I like your videos. And then he said, do you want to do some quotes in my video? And I'm like, yeah, gladly. Okay. So we're going to go along this residential street here. So in this case, here's a residential street that has a 30 kilometer per hour speed limit, although you wouldn't know it with the way this guy's driving. 30 kilometer per hour speed limit. They do have bicycle lanes, and the reason for that is because it has much higher traffic volumes. As you can see here, like, we've been in sleepy Amstelveen the whole stream, and now there's finally cars. So they don't say that it's 30 kilometers an hour, so there's not going to be bike lanes. It has to be 30 kilometers an hour and low traffic volumes. Like, that's the piece that's always missed in other cities. They're like, oh, well, there's lots of streets that don't have bicycle lanes in the Netherlands, so we don't need them. But if you're missing the point of, like, reducing through traffic, like, you can't do that. $50 limit, 30 suggested. Oh, that could be actually. The 30 could be suggested because of the school, right? At which point these really should be protected speed spots, but crappy infrastructure still exists. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to get onto the old rail path bicycle lane, because this is boring. Where is the old rail path? Well, I know where it is. It's just to my right, but I don't know the next place that I can enter it. Yeah, that road should not be a 50 kilometer per hour speed limit. That seems very wrong. What do you think is better, a single on both the lane on both sides or a double on one side? It's always better to have single way bicycle lanes on each side of the road and get cut off by a van. It's always better to have single way bike lanes on each side of the road. Two-way bicycle paths should not be used except in very specific circumstances. Why is Google not telling me to go down? Oh God, I hate Google Maps directions for cycling. Don't mind me driving the wrong way down the road. Two-way bicycle paths are generally not a good idea. They should only be used if there's very few road crossings. And so many cities put them in where they're not appropriate just because they use a little bit less space, which is more dangerous because cars aren't expecting cyclists to be coming from the wrong direction. Okay, I know where I am now. Good. This is where I wanted to be. Google Maps is terrible for cycling in the Netherlands because like it just doesn't understand the right ways to go for cycling in the Netherlands, and it also doesn't understand that you can go the wrong way down a one-way street almost all the time. I actually want to make a video about why Google Maps cycling directions suck in the Netherlands, but first I'm going to tie my shoelace. Not as bad as iPhone map cycling routes, which don't even work in the Netherlands. Yeah, I mean, Apple is worse. Google Maps cycling directions are actually generally okay. They're just, and they will get you to where you're going just fine in the Netherlands too. It's just they will not give you the best way to go. Like it wanted me to go down that road over there, right? Which I think is Amsterdamseweg, or is it maybe it's still called Amstelveenseweg up here? It wanted us to go down there. But then we like hit every single traffic light and we're on like just this regular feet spot with cars. But parallel to it is this, right? Like why would you ever not want to be on this? And if you look at like the Fietsersbond app with their journey planner, it would tell you to come down here because this is the better way to go. I've had no problems using Google Maps for bicycling in Assen and Groningen. Yeah, Google Maps is fine. It will get you directions, but you might want to try the Fietsersbond app. The interface is terrible, but you can, it will often give you routes, at least it does in Amsterdam, that Google Maps just doesn't seem to know about or thinks is slower, where you can go your entire journey without ever hitting a traffic light. Although there are fewer traffic lights in Assen, in my experience. Groningen actually seem to have a lot of traffic lights. I'm looking forward to your next scripted video. Yeah, it's a good one. My next video, it's already out to patrons. Well, a draft of it. There's a couple of small mistakes in it, which is why it's not public. It's about how much I love driving in the Netherlands. This is a little bit slippery here with all these leaves. I usually come by and clear them, but obviously it's been a while. All right. I think if you're driving 20 meters further, which is unforgivable for Google Maps. Maybe, I don't even know if it's 20 meters. I think it's like 5. But see here, like, no stoplight. Oh, I guess over there I would have hit a roundabout. It's not so bad. Yeah, the Thames Valley Path in fake London is really good. I filmed some of it when I was there in the summer. It's just that it's just so typical of those kind of paths in North America. They put them where they're easy, not where they're needed. Like, they can be useful to some people, but if they're useful, that's by accident. It's not like they said, this is the most useful path and this is where we're going to build it. It's like, oh, this is easy to build a path by the river because it doesn't get in the way of cars, so we'll just put it there. But yeah, they need more stuff like the Thames Valley Path in London. The Fietsersbond app is not just for leisurely cycling, no. It actually, the default is makkelijk doorfietsen, but it also has like scenic routes, it has autoluwa routes. The autoluwa routes are actually really good. And they're the ones that will like avoid traffic lights, avoid roads as much as possible. Hey NJB, work for the municipality of Almere. Yeah, I want to get out to Almere and film it. I actually have a really good idea for it, and I've been meaning to do it for ages, but I wasn't able to film because of Corona. I will be coming out to Almere. I don't know when, but sometime in the next few months, I'd love to get out there and film. If someone from the gemeente can show me around, then that would be great. Send me an email to jason@notjustbikes.com. So this is a former rail path. There are still rails over there to the right. Oh, one thing I do like though, where those kids just came up there, they have almost like entrances and exits there, which are which go into the neighborhoods. So this is super convenient. If you come down here at like school time, as I have been down here at around the time school gets out, which I guess is fairly, no, it's not. No, like 3 o'clock. This is just full of kids going from school. Currently on vacation in the Netherlands, about 20 minutes away. Nice. Yes, there's a River Thames in fake London. There is. There's an Oxford Street. There's a Covent Garden Market. There's all of those ridiculous things named after real London. But that's why it was called London, because it was at the fork of the Thames River. The river called it Thames and then put London at the fork of it, which is really cute and hilarious. London was supposed to be the capital of Canada, which at the time was called Upper Canada. Like, London was designed to be the capital of Canada. That was its whole purpose. It's why it was there. It was why it was called London. But it just didn't work out that way. When I was in fake London, I filmed a bunch of the Covent Garden Market because I just think it's so funny that there's a Covent Garden Market in fake London. And it's so crappy. I mean, for what it's worth, not that crappy. Like, when it comes to fake London, the Covent Garden Market's one of the better places. It's just a covered market though, like. But it's at least marginally interesting, unlike the rest of the city. Nice. This is interesting up here. They're doing a bunch of construction. It looks like they're burying this part of the highway, or a little further to the east. And they're doing a whole bunch of construction around here. And they recently built this pedestrian and cycling bridge. This is actually kind of nice. So this is new. And it's a bridge over the highway. Well, actually, I'll show you the old bridge. The old bridge was the rail bridge, and you kind of had to go along this really, really narrow bit at the side. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It was a shitty crossing. Is it normal for people there to call it fake London? No, it is not. That is something I started saying and I thought it was funny. It actually pisses off people. And yeah, I'm a better marketing agency for the Netherlands than whatever the official is. That is true. They should be paying me. Sponsorships open. Anyway, you can't really see that bridge, but there's a shitty old bridge over there, and that's what you used to have to do. It was really, really, really narrow, like barely big enough for your bike. And then they built this, like just a few months ago. So new it's not on Google Sat yet, yeah. Correct. This is very new. Like, I think it could be only 6 or 7 weeks old. And you can see that here's where the new asphalt ends. And then we cross over the old rail lines and it's back to where the old crappy bridge would connect. Okay, I'm almost to my appointment. It's almost 11:30. So I'm gonna shut down. I think we're gonna go into Amstelveen, what's it called? Ouderdorp, the old village. It's kind of pretty, and we'll end there. It's temporary, yes it is. The whole thing is temporary. They're doing so much work all around here. And it's not going to be done until like 2026 or something like that. And here we are in the old village. This is kind of quaint. You have been here before on the stream. Yeah, I think I have. Because I do often have to come out to Amstelveen for one reason or another. I'm pretty sure I've been out right here on a stream. This is where we're going to end, at this church. No tram today. Because there's a lot of construction between there and here. With that highway redesigning. All right. Does the shaky ground annoy you by now? Yeah, a bit. Especially since this bike rattles, everything rattles on it. Just like a real Dutch bike. What bike do you ride? I have an Azor. It's like a freight bike, like a transport fiets. Make a video about the N35 near Zwolle? Yeah, possibly actually. Thanks for coming out, everyone. There's a dentist in that church. Awesome. Nice. Can I get a better view of that church? Just come up a little bit more without disconnecting and turning off. Can you go up just enough to give these people a view of the church? No. That's all you're getting. Azor makes very strong bikes. Yes, they do. And they don't paint them. They actually like change the composition of the metal so that it's colored, which means that even when you scratch it, you can't scratch the paint because there's no paint to scratch. I do like Azor bikes. This one just is incredibly big and heavy though. Maybe I'll show you really quickly. Can I do this? Do these cables stretch? This is dangerous. I'm not going to be able to show you. You can see that part. There's the Azor. Anyway, enough of that. The camera cables are all wrapped up. There's so many cables involved in making this happen. It's dangerous to move them around because they may not work. Powder coating, yeah. No mudguard. It broke and fell off. No, not mudguard. Like chain guard. Yeah, it broke and fell off, and I bought another one and it didn't quite fit. You need to get it replaced, but the one it's annoying because I bought one and then it didn't really fit because of the electric assist that I put on. It doesn't go on it properly. Anyway, thanks everybody. I'm going to shut it down now. And maybe you'll see some of those slightly less boring clips of roundabouts in an upcoming video. Thanks. Wait, before I go, NJB inspired me to make a video about how much highways divide communities and suburbs. That is a great topic for a video, and send it to me when you're done. Maybe you can just ask Azor, possibly, but because I put an electric assist mid-motor on this thing, that's what makes it not fit. I kind of had my mind blown when you came to Cornell. I go to school there. Yeah, that's cool. The bike is electric only, it is, but that's because I added a mid-drive motor from AliExpress. It didn't come this way. Thanks everybody. Oh, I gotta get going. It's almost 11:30. Cheers.